Good evening and welcome to the preliminary round of the 2026 Inter-Secondary School Debate Series and Impromptu Speaking Competition, brought to you in association with the Caribbean Union Bank. Thank you so much for joining us, whether you are here with us as our studio audience or joining from home. We are delighted to have you with us this evening for the preliminary round of the Inter-Secondary School Impromptu Speaking Competition. I am your moderator, Desiree Markham, and in this round, we will have 13 participating schools. We have Donovan Joseph of the Princess Margaret Secondary, Nevaeh Henry of the Pears Secondary, Christopher Lee of the St. Mary's Secondary School, Soleil Williams of the Antigua Grammar School, Jordan Enriquez of the St. Anthony Secondary, Kalia Tittle of the Seventh-day Adventist Secondary, Jaleesa Graham of the Antigua Girls High School, Yuvraj Hansram of the Jennings Secondary, Daisha Henry of the Clare Hall Secondary School, Jonathan Galvez Mitchell of the Otters Comprehensive School, Elena Ambris of the Sir McChesney George Secondary, and James Atwood of the St. Joseph's Academy. Please welcome them. I would like to take this opportunity to remind you of the main rules for this round of the competition. Each impromptu speaker will draw a number from the envelope to determine the position in which they will speak. The number drawn will determine the topic on which he or she will speak. The speakers will be given a maximum of 3 minutes for mental preparation. Impromptu speakers are not allowed to formulate written notes during preparation time and are expected to speak extemporaneously. In the preliminary round, each speaker will have a maximum of 2 minutes to make his or her presentation. The bell will sound once at the beginning of the final minute and twice at the end of the maximum allotted time. This evening's encounter will be adjudicated by a 3-member panel of judges. Joining us on the panel this evening is Mr. Ursel Charles Jr., Chief Judge of the 2026 series and Deputy Director of News and Current Affairs at ABS Television and Radio. Please allow him to feel welcome. We also have Mr. Jamil Lee, International Development Expert. A round of applause for him. And finally, we have Ms. Sharon Herbert, Social Sector Planner within the Ministry of Social Transformation. Please give her a round of applause. And before we get into the swing of things, we're going to take our first break to hear from our sponsor, Caribbean Union Bank. The competition begins when we return.
Reporting live from Caribbean Union Bank's press conference, where bank representatives will address its customers and the media, explaining just how CUB simplifies life through its financing. Let's turn our attention to Mrs. Karen Richardson, General Manager of Caribbean Union Bank, as she sets the stage for today's press conference.
Today, my team and I will share with you how CUB's financial solutions are designed to simplify your life. Now, let's open the floor for any questions that you may have.
How can you help me as a retirement?
That's a good question. We offer customized retirement solutions at competitive rates.
How easy is it for me to switch my mortgage to CUB?
With attractive interest rates and minimal switching fees, CUB makes switching mortgages easy.
Do you offer point-of-sale machines?
Absolutely. All point-of-sale systems can speed up checkout and boost sales.
What are your locations?
Is there a minimum deposit for savings?
What is the possibility of opening a new branch?
Those were great questions, and our team is here to further support you. We're Caribbean Union Bank, the bank that cares, and our doors are open to welcome you.
Thank you so much for staying with us, as this is the preliminary round of the 2026 Inter-Secondary School Impromptu Speaking Competition, coming to you in association with the Caribbean Union Bank. We will begin with the Impromptu Speaking Preliminary Competition with our first competitor from the Princess Margaret School, Mr. Donovan Joseph, and he will be presenting on how can we encourage more civic pride among our students. I'll repeat, how can we encourage more civic pride among our students? Please allow him to feel welcome.
Good morning. Good morning, esteemed guests, judges, and viewers at home. My topic was how do we encourage more civic pride among students? Firstly, as a student myself, I don't believe that our student body in Antigua and Barbuda has enough pride for what their country is doing or anything of the sorts. And for my reasons, I have three simple reasons for that. Simply that as a student, I can walk around my school and I can tell that there aren't enough people thinking about voting or thinking about anything their country is doing or just not thinking about anything of the future. And when I really think about it now, there are possibly a couple of ways that we can change that. Firstly, we can start off by introducing classes or maybe bring politicians to schools. Secondly, we can, as a community, I think we can all come together and host events like a fun day just to encourage students and the youth to come out, vote, just really see what their country is about. And as an entire nation, it's possible for us to go on social media, host an event, bring people together, make sure that we're all having fun, engaging in the world around us. And in a nutshell, although I don't believe that there is enough civic pride among students, there could always be a change for more civic pride among our student body.
Thank you so much, Mr. Joseph. He would have just represented the Princess Margaret School, and he completed his presentation in a time of 2 minutes. Please give him a round of applause. We now move swiftly ahead to our second competitor this evening, Miss Elena Ambrose of the Sir McChesney George Secondary School. Please give her a round of applause.
All protocol observed. Good day. Honorable judges, Madam Moderator, good day. My question is, does technology improve or damage human relationships? I believe that technology is more improved now than modern days because, for example, if I have a child aboard, now you can video call her via media. You can say Instagram, WhatsApp, etc. Now, technology is used for, I would say, more damage is done to the young people. Why I say that? Because someone can contact me via my WhatsApp number and send threats, which is, I would say, deadly. But now, it is very damaging to our young people and human relationships, I would say. Why? Because our relationship with certain people, I would say, it is very commanding. Someone can demand me to send money via my ACB account to say, send me the money and I will kill you. So I would say it is improving, yet still damaging. I thank you.
Please welcome our very next competitor, Mr. Christopher Lee, representing the St. Mary's Secondary School.
Good afternoon, everyone. The topic I was given today was, you should be mandated to serve a year of military service. And I do strongly agree with this topic, so today I'll be sharing a bit of those points with you. Firstly, discipline. Serving can offer discipline, meaning workout and routine, which can be very beneficial not only in serving in the military, but in other aspects of life, such as schoolwork. Secondly, critical thinking. Critical thinking can be such a key life skill and can be very beneficial. It allows you to solve problems more intelligently and faster in a very distinguished manner. And what other way is better than serving your country as a youth? That was my reasons for my topic, and thank you for your time.
Thank you so much, Mr. Lee. He would have represented the St. Mary's Secondary School, presented on the topic, Youth Should Be Mandated to Serve a Year of Military Service, and completed his presentation in 59 seconds. We now move swiftly along to our next competitor, Ms. Daisha Henry from the Clare Hall Secondary School. Please give her a round of applause.
Good afternoon, everyone. The age for obtaining a driver's license should be increased to 21 years. Yes, I strongly believe this. My reasons are, firstly, accidents will be reduced because young drivers, like 18-year-olds, they are very reckless. Secondly, there will be less reckless driving because nowadays all you have is license killers. These young people just go on the road and they speed, they speed, they speed. After parties, they drink, they speed, they speed, they speed. And thirdly, I strongly believe this because young people have no conscience. They have poor judgment. They don't know when to stop, when the line is drawn. They don't know how to say, is this a good decision? So yes, I strongly believe that the age for obtaining a driver's license should be increased to 21 years because yes, it will reduce accidents and it will also create a safer environment for our youths and everyone. I thank you.
That was Ms. Daisha Henry of the Clare Hall Secondary School, who presented her presentation in 1 minute and 8 seconds. Now join me in welcoming our next competitor, Soleil Williams from the Antigua Grammar School.
Pleasant evening. My name is Sully Williams, and I will be speaking on parental control is slowly becoming a myth. It is true within our society that parents aren't taking as much hold on their children as much as we would like. We've seen this prevalent inside of our societies, and we've seen this over and over again with how our children interact with their peers amongst other adults. However, it is not strictly the children's fault. Here are two reasons why this is happening. One, due to the overall financial burdens of today's society, we are finding that parents are spending less and less time inside of the home to try to make up for financial endeavors. This is a great reason why parental control is slipping and our children are turning, to my second point, they're turning to their peers over their parents. They're choosing their peers over their parents because they need someone they can relate to. They need someone they can see on the road and can just speak to them and be able to understand their lingo and everything. This in turn will cause less parent and child interaction than needed to teach them the proper ways to lead inside of society. To conclude, parental control is slipping, and it's a prevalent problem within our society. And there are two reasons why this happens. One, parents are spending more time inside of office work, office spaces, and job spaces in general to make up for financial burdens. And two, children are turning to their peers more to their parents. I am Sully Williams, and that has been my presentation.
Let us give a round of applause for Mr. Soleil Williams, who would have just represented the Antigua Grammar School and finished his presentation in a time of 1 minute and 38 seconds. We now make way for our next competitor, Mr. Yuvraj Hansram from the Jennings Secondary School.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Oh, good afternoon, everyone. So today, my topic was,
is artificial intelligence making us smarter or lazier? Well, it affects us in both ways. It makes us smarter because, say for instance, I asked Gemini for an answer for a maths question. And not only would it give me the answer, it would give me more than enough information for me to answer it and also understand more about it. Now, how does it make us lazy? People depend too much on AI. Everyone knows that. To do my essay, instead of me trying to figure out something to, I go like, oh, let me go ask Gemini, see what Gemini could give me. And that's just everyone, not only us, but also teachers. One time I went to the IT office to print some work for my teacher, and the IT teacher told me how he cannot open it because it's a ChatGPT link. Yes. So it does affect us, both negatively and positively. And also, in another negative way it affects us, it makes children use, instead of their own mind and senses, they depend on it solely for everything. From just reading a book. Instead of you read the book, you just say, oh, summarize it for me, please. And that's just not right. So to make us be more sufficient in using AI, they should set more restrictions. Also, schools should interpret more AI detectors with teachers to use them. And just make it more restricted. Thank you.
That was Mr. Yuvraj Hansram from the Jennings Secondary School, who made his presentation also in 1 minute and 38 seconds. Please give him a round of applause. We now make way for our next competitor, Mr. James Atwood of the St. Joseph's Academy. Please welcome him.
Good afternoon, esteemed judges, Madam Moderator, teachers, and worthy opponents. My name is James Atwood, and my topic for today is exam results are not the best indicator of intelligence. And I agree with this topic full-heartedly. I agree because there are many factors that come into play when determining an individual's intelligence. For example, the ability to intake and retain information, or the ability to process problems at a certain pace. Exams are end of term or end of year. And when grading an exam, it goes towards a person's end of term or end of year average. If I was to take 4 tests and 1 exam, and I passed all 4 tests with 100, but I got 50% on my exam, that wouldn't mean I failed on my report card. That would just mean maybe I was nervous, or maybe I wasn't focused enough on the exam to pass. A lot of things come into place with exams, with intelligence even. But the main thing is not to give up and to keep in consideration that every person processes things, every person takes information in a different way. And to say that exams are the best indicators for a person's intelligence, in my opinion, is completely wrong. Thank you for your time.
That was Mr. James Atwood of the St. Joseph's Academy, who would have finished his presentation in a time of 1 minute and 28 seconds. Please give him a round of applause. And now, we make way for our next competitor, Miss Nevaeh Henry of the Peers Secondary School.
Good evening, everyone. Today, I will be talking on the topic of would you rather to be influential or rich? I would rather be influential, as I already am an influential person. Starting being that I'm a good teacher and I like what I do, I could get my point across very easily and obtain what is needed in knowledge for those who I'm teaching. Secondly, you being an influential person could be happiness for someone else, whether being emotionally, physically, or verbally.
That was Miss Nevaeh Henry from the Peers Secondary School, who would have completed her presentation in a time of 2 minutes. Please give her a round of applause. We now welcome the Seventh-day Adventist Secondary School in the representation of Miss Kalia Tittle. Please welcome her.
Good afternoon, Madam Moderator, esteemed judges, and fellow competitors. My name is Kalia Tittle, and I will be speaking on the topic, do video games contribute to youth violence? I am a person that plays video games. I know a lot of people who do play video games, and one video game that I like to play is Call of Duty, which is known for like a shooting game and stuff like that. But I think that games can contribute to some youth violences, but not all. My first point would be that kids can be exposed to violences in violent games, like gore and graphics, which could lead to tendencies that are harmful, but people can also have tendencies that are harmful from other things like peer pressure and also just being a sociopath, for example. But on the other hand, I think that video games do not contribute to youth violence because students could have a strong moral compass, not even students, but people in general who play games, video games can have a strong moral compass like me. I play a lot of like semi-violent video games, but I would not even hurt a fly, so I know that I will not be affected by this, and I don't think that other students will be affected by youth violent games because they could have a strong moral compass. So, in conclusion, video games may contribute to some youth violence, but it might not contribute to all because video games do lead kids to be exposed to graphics and gore, but if a kid has a strong moral compass, then they should be perfectly fine and not be violent. I thank you.
That was the Seventh-day Adventist Secondary School in the representation of Miss Kalia Tittle, who completed her presentation in a time of 1 minute and 49 seconds. Please give her a round of applause. And we can keep that applause going for Miss Jaleesa Graham from the Antigua Girls High School.
Madam Moderator, honorable judges, worthy opponents, listening and viewing audience, good evening. My topic today was what qualities make a good student leader. I find that a good leader is honest. Honesty makes trust. It builds trust. Imagine you're throwing a box. You know you gave your box hand Thursday, but your box hand leader will look at you and tell you, you did not give Thursday. You're looking in your wallet. The money is not there, but you know you gave Thursday. Honesty, it builds trust. 2, selflessness. Putting yourself first. Putting others first before yourself. There are 3 people, 2 bottles of water. You notice they're thirsty. They need it more than you do. Instead of being selfish and keeping 1 or maybe 2 for yourself, helping others before yourself helps them to believe that I would like this person to represent me. I would like this person to be there for me, to be my good leader. Thirdly, output. Projection. A good leader puts themselves out there to be known, to get their voices across, to say that they can very well help others and put themselves out there in case that the smaller voices are too quiet to be heard, but they know that others will listen to them. Madam Moderator, honorable judges, a good student leader has honesty, selflessness, output, someone that's there for them and someone that can help them. I thank you.
That was the Antigua Girls High School in the representation of Miss Jaleesa Graham, who would have completed her presentation in a time of 1 minute and 54 seconds. Please give her a round of applause. We now welcome Miss Jordan Enriquez from the St. Anthony's Secondary School. Please welcome her.
Madam Moderator, honorable judges, listening and viewing audiences, good evening. My name is Jordan Henriquez and I am a second form student representing the St. Anthony Secondary School. The topic that I will be speaking on today is, what is the role of sports in building character? Sports play a crucial role in the development of people, specifically young people like myself. But Jordan, how is this possible? Sports can develop a young person, specifically their mind and physically. But how? Firstly, sports can be used as a coping mechanism. For example, I play sports. I'm an athlete. I play football. And I've used football to help me deal with stress or personal issues. Just of 2024, my mom was diagnosed with cancer, and I was able to use football as a coping mechanism to be able to go along my day and to be able to get rid of this personal issue, or to at least forget about it. Secondly, sports can teach a child responsibility and leadership. But how can I teach a child leadership? For example, you could be the captain of a football team or a basketball team. It can teach you how to deal with difficult times, like teammates being unreasonable or causing arguments for no reason. This can also teach you, as I said before, responsibility. To conclude, this is how the role of sports can build a person's character. It can define you as a person and a leader, and it can prepare you for the future in your life. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Jordan Enriquez from the St. Anthony Secondary School, who would have completed her presentation in a time of 1 minute and 45 seconds. Please give her a round of applause. And our last competitor this evening, but certainly not the least, we have Mr. Jonathan Galvez Mitchell from the Otters Comprehensive School.
Good afternoon, honorable judges. Good afternoon, Madam Chair. And good afternoon, opponent. My impromptu today is only female principals should be heads of all girls schools. And from my personal experience, I think that this is true. For let me tell you why. When it comes to the young mind, we seek refuge in those older than us, the ones that we call teachers, the ones we call educators, and even our parents, where, of course, our first teachers are. But I do believe in an all-girls school, the head of the school should be female as well. For I believe that students of an all-girls school will relate more to a female as well, because, of course, we were all young once. I believe that students will also relate more and have a better connection. Not saying that the people of the same sex cannot have people other in their lives. Like my wonderful teachers here at OCS, who have guided me here to this debate practice today. Even though I have many that are female and male teachers, but I do believe in an all-girls school that the principal should be female. Thank you very much.
And there you have it, our final competitor of today's proceedings, Mr. Jonathan Galvez Mitchell, who would have completed his presentation in a time of 1 minute and 25 seconds, representing the Otters Comprehensive School. Please give him a round of applause. Before we come to the end of the 2026 Intersecondary School Impromptu Speaking Competition, allow me the chance for your edification, just to go over some of the rules and guidelines. The competition in and of itself will consist of 3 rounds: the preliminary round, the semi-final round, and then the final round. Each of the participating schools in the Intersecondary School Debate Series is eligible to compete in the preliminary round of the Impromptu Speaking Competition. The top 6 students from the preliminary round will then advance to the semi-final round. The top 3 students from there will then advance to the finals. The debate trainer will select 2 students to serve as the impromptu speakers in the 2025 Intersecondary School Impromptu Speaking Competition, the impromptu speaker, and an alternate speaker. However, only 1 student per school can participate in the 2026 Intersecondary School Impromptu Speaking Competition. It is my honor to say that we are now at the end of the preliminary round of the 2026 Intersecondary Schools Impromptu Speaking Competition, and it gives me great pleasure to take a short break so that we can hear from our sponsors, the Caribbean Union Bank. When we return, we will have the judge's decision.
Reporting live from Caribbean Union Bank's press conference, where bank representatives will address its customers and the media, explaining just how CUB simplifies life through its financing. Let's turn our attention to Mrs. Karen Richardson, General Manager of Caribbean Union Bank, as she sets the stage for today's press conference.
Today, my team and I will share with you how CUB's financial solutions are designed to simplify your life. Now, let's open the floor for any questions that you may have.
How can you help me as a retirement?
That's a good question. We offer customized retirement solutions at competitive rates.
How easy is it for me to switch my mortgage to CUB?
With attractive interest rates and minimal switching fees, CUB makes switching mortgages easy.
Do you offer point of sale machines?
Absolutely. All point of sale systems can speed up checkout and boost sales.
What are your locations?
Is there a minimum deposit for savings? What is the possibility of opening a new branch?
Those were great questions, and our team is here to further support you. We're Caribbean Union Bank, the bank that cares, and our doors are open to welcome you.
Thank you so much for staying with us, as this is the preliminary round of the 2026 Intersecondary School Impromptu Speaking Competition, coming to you in association with the Caribbean Union Bank. The judges have narrowed the pool of competitors down to 6 schools and bring to us the remarks and results from this round of the competition. Please welcome our very own Mr. Ursel Charles Jr.
A pleasant good afternoon to one and all, and hearty congratulations to our newest moderator for a sterling, stellar start to the series this year. A round of applause for Ms. Markham. It's always a pleasure to come back each year and serve as adjudicators for these types of competitions, because we see the best of our students across Antigua and Barbuda. We see the students who have intelligent conversations with their peers and with their teachers and with adults in general. And we see the proof of those who have read widely and have great command and grasp of vocabulary and the English language in general. We also see those aspiring politicians and preachers and pastors who would come to the microphone and speak extemporaneously without being prodded, without being urged, and deliver seamless, flawless presentations. And so I want for you to give a round of applause to all the students who stood before us this afternoon. It gives me great pleasure to present the remarks on behalf of the 2 other judges on the panel today, Mr. Jamil Lee and Ms. Sharon Herbert. I'd like to start generally with the pros, some of the things that we found that the students did very well today, and then go to some of the areas we thought in which they could improve. We thought that this year in particular, students learned how to better organize their thoughts. They set out their introductions, they presented their remarks, and at the end, most students were able to remember, we were able to remember what they presented and then encapsulated at the end for us. We loved that the speakers brought personality to the presentations. We learned a little about who you were, despite the topic on which you were presenting. We love that you were able to use personal anecdotes, you gave examples, you inserted yourself into the topic, and you made it come alive for us. And at the end, some even had the foresight to offer us recommendations to go above and beyond what the topic was asking for. And so a round of applause for those students who did those things very, very well. Some things we find that you could improve upon is developing your points, even if you have just 2 points. You state your point, you give examples, you speak around your point, you develop it so that we have a wide breadth of knowledge, a wide breadth of understanding about the point that you're trying to convey to us. There were a few instances where you cut the grammar tree down. And so we want to encourage our students to have a better grasp of vocabulary and basic grammar rules. We found that that was lacking in some presentations. Some students were very nervous. I'm not sure if that's a con because it's a given. I am nervous speaking to you this afternoon. But you need to be better able to handle the nerves that come over you when you stand in front of an audience. There were a few instances as well where students lost their composure. You have to remember that this is a formal affair, a formal event. And so you need to maintain your composure throughout, even when you lose your fluency. Even when you're giving a very funny point, you have to bring it back to remember that this is a formal affair and that you're actually speaking to amass as many points as possible. And time management, finally. We thought that students could make better use of their time. You're allowed 2 minutes, and our timekeeper, where is she, the lovely Aisha, and she is here to remind you when you have gone 1 minute. And so that bell should serve as a reminder and not a signal for you to hurriedly complete your presentation or to get nervous for that matter. It's just a guide. So, after all that talking, and I'd like to invite the schools, as they're called, the students to come to the front. The first 3 on this side, the second set of 3, and this is in no particular order. Congratulations to all the schools who participated, but these were the top 6 as judged by the panel. The first school to make it into the semifinals this year, the Seventh-day Adventist Secondary School. The second school to make it in, the Antigua Girls High School. And the third school in the semifinals this year, the St. Anthony's Secondary School. Let's hope they're not all girls coming up here today. The next school, the Antigua Grammar School. The fifth school in, the penultimate school, the St. Mary's Secondary School. Finally, a bit of parity. And the final school to make it in, the 6th out of 13 we had this evening. The student hails from the Princess Margaret School. And I promise we didn't plan it this way. But heartiest congratulations to all 6 of you, and all the best in the semis. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you so much, Mr. Charles. I would like to take this opportunity to just recognize the students by name so that we can congratulate them properly. And so we will start with the Antigua Grammar School, Mr. Soleil Williams. The St. Anthony's Secondary School, Miss Jordan Enriquez. The Antigua Girls High School, Jaleesa Graham. The Princess Margaret School, Mr. Donovan Joseph. The Seventh-day Adventist Secondary School, Miss Kalia Tittle. and the St. Mary's Secondary School, Mr. Christopher Lee. Okay, everybody. Thank you so much to the schools who would have sent your students out to participate. I anticipate a very exciting rest of series, not only in the debate competition, but the impromptu speaking segment of the competition as well. And I also want to take this opportunity to congratulate and thank all of you for doing such an excellent job today. A special thank you to our studio and television audiences for joining us this evening. And finally, bringing this evening to a close, I want to say that this 2026 Intersecondary School Impromptu Speaking Competition comes to you in association with the Caribbean Union Bank. Thank you so much once again. Be sure to join us next time at the semifinals. Until then, stay positive and think good thoughts. Good evening.
Reporting live from Caribbean Union Bank's press conference, where bank representatives will address its customers and the media, explaining just how CUB simplifies life through its financing. Let's turn our attention to Mrs. Karen Richardson, General Manager of Caribbean Union Bank, as she sets the stage for today's press conference.
Today, my team and I will share with you how CUB's financial solutions are designed to simplify your life. Now, let's open the floor for any questions that you may have.
How can you help me as a retirement?
That's a good question. We offer customized retirement solutions at competitive rates.
How easy is it for me to switch my mortgage to CUB?
With attractive interest rates and minimal switching fees, CUB makes switching mortgages easy.
Do you offer point-of-sale machines?
Absolutely. All point-of-sale systems can speed up checkout and boost sales.
What are your locations?
Is there a minimum deposit for savings? What is the possibility of opening a new branch?
Those were great questions, and our team is here to further support you. We're Caribbean Union Bank, the bank that cares, and our doors are open to welcome you.